Uh-huh. How might I help you now?
You're quite friendly, aren't you?
Light of Aethys be upon you. Your friend guided you truly. Gadarian Bosch has honored me with the duty of helping his message reach all of the faithful. We answer the Shining God's call. He shows us the way and we march in his wake. Already the Vanguard prepares to make its journey, with more soon to follow. Gadarian Bosch leads the Vanguard. They are the most righteous of the partisans. They will be the first to join the ranks of Aethys, the first to charge at his call.
Baron said something about the Vanguard. You don't think he's that dumb, do you?
The Vanguard know their own, and Gadarian Bosch knows them. Beyond that, we keep such information private.
If they know their own, what do you think they'd say to a couple new members? Can we be in the Vanguard too?
I'm afraid you cannot. The Vanguard is reserved for the most faithful among us. You have not even joined the partisans. I agree, and Gadarian Bosch has admitted to the Vanguard all who asked to join. Unfortunately, even if I were to initiate you right now into our order, it would be too late to join the Vanguard. Their ship is docked right now in Neketaka, and set to depart at any moment.
You think he could be on it? If he left right after we did, we gotta go.
They won't take you, but there will be more ships to follow. Stay and learn about the partisans of the lighted path, and I'll see that there is room for you.
That's a real nice offer. We'll think about it and get back to you.
Yes, in fact. We will follow him along the lighted path. When the time is right, he will welcome our souls into his legion. Gadarian Bosch has seen it.
Just your souls, then? Not your bodies?
The Shining God demands total commitment from his followers. What good is a soldier who is not willing to make the ultimate sacrifice for her cause? To walk the lighted path, one must be willing to never turn back.
Tough to walk very far without a soul. The Hollowborn, usually you'd have to stack him in a wheelbarrow and push him around.
If I had feathers, I would preen them to attract a mate.
A mate? We can't have children, Bostinago. My feathers are as useful as your stupid tentacles.
Oh, do not listen to her, my little ones.
Hey, Palagina. I know you're kind. You can't have children. But would you have wanted them?
Ah. It is because I cannot give my country children that I give them so much of the life I have.
When I was younger, I took it for granted I'd have them one day. Free labor. But a lot of time passed before I knew it. Hardly gave it a thought until now.
You are not getting any younger. I know you do not like thinking, Adair, but maybe it's time to start.
Avast, ground filth! Why disturb Lord Admiral, eh? Eh? Not doing anything wrong! Eh? Go away! Vote! Eh? Lord Admiral has fleet! Blast filthy ground stink city! Start with you, eh? Get her, cullies!
Be careful.
Not to alarm you.
Yes?
We missed it. They're gonna park that thing next to Aethys and slit their own throats. I wish they'd gone ahead with it before they got Bairn involved. If we can't catch it, can you promise me we'll go right now? I knew there was something I liked about you.
Not work!
I'm here.
Worth and rough!
It's on me.
With this seamless evil!
Certainly. Of course.
The others have drunk, Bairn. their souls make their way to Aethys. This isn't the time for hesitation. It's the time for faith. Come, let us show him together.
No, 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 kid!
What is this? You aren't one of my flock. How did you get here?
Lower that. Let's talk. Your mom knew how to spot a fake. What do you think she'd say about him?
How could I know? She left me here.
What is faith if it isn't tested? These people are willed here by Aethys to challenge you. Make him proud.
I will make him proud.
You can trust a Watcher to know something about that. You won't get a choice with this.
But surely a god can claim my soul when it draws near.
Aethys has come just as I said he would. There will be no other chances.
He must be in need to reach out to us.
Effigy's eyes, kid. You think your tiny soul's gonna change his fate? And we'll smack it around a while, too, on behalf of your mother.
You'd keep me from my destiny? Out of spite? Aethys, forgive me.
As you wish, then. Abandon your god. For betrayal, there can be no forgiveness. You will receive not his mercy, but his justice.
Don't you got somewhere you need to be, Bosch? If you're having second thoughts, I can help you follow through.
Not a one. The Shining God will light the way.
Think he's all right? He looks a little seasick.
That would have been me. If I were stronger, it would have been me.
Lucky you weren't stronger then. The gods might have rights to our souls, but they got no right to our lives. Seems to me they'll take from you whatever's not nailed down if you let them.
I could devote my entire life to Aethys, and it would never redeem this.
For right now, let's just get you home.
Indeed. How about that? Stand together!
The alpha worth is rough. How good I say?
Interesting. Absolutely. Indeed.
Worth and rough. Behold me, mother. It makes no difference.
As one.
At once.
Afraid not.
Look there. Happily. Indeed. Yes.
Worth and rough.
As one.
Certainly.
Watcher. Been more than a middling life worth since my flails got bathed in bloody gore. Speak, then perish. Listen, you've a cause from birth to fare here. Then speak clear and true to wit ye rant. A button your next and last breath. Curse her soul to nether and torture. Revan would have befouled birth, which a black pox on the oar that she whilom sought to vile ruin. I would aid any who hunt for Revan. Aye. Stay your death, than I will. Again now, speak. I can or will. What are you seeking to learn? Rivan was a Darkotsi paladin. She defied Bereth, wielded a weapon nae meant for the hands of mortals. I hunted for Rivan and the sword from Valir to the Deadfire. Hinderly caught her, slew her, and took Bereth's weapon for warding. But Rivan wouldn't keep dead. From sheer will and faith, she riz a monster, able to breed an army of undead. Turned Death Guard, Rivan sailed with her undead army in her foulsome Fonferus. I tried to end them for good, but the battle turned against me. I tracked the ship's comings and caught a regular trail, so I sailed to meet Rivan near the shadows of Dusk and Isle. Then I waited. A far fog neared despite the good winds. Rivan's ship crept from the mist. The winds died off, the waters calmed, and the ghost ship routed my ambush. 'Twas a slaughter. I was mort wounded, but fled with Bereth's weapon, the Engoliero dos Spears. Came to the temple of Nekataka to be buried, but I couldn't leave the sword unwarded, so I begged Bereth for another chance to serve my cause. I refused to die. Aye then, I'll allow it. They priests need to be keeping the sacred rites of Bereth alive. There it lies in my burial grave. Aye, 'twas a harsh choice, but I made it. Was willing to serve my deity by becoming Whitta Hunted in her name. The weapon canna be allowed out in Aora. Needed to ward it for all time. But I canna keep it from the undead if I'm not undead myself. Aye, or surely I wouldn't be standing. Think you're deserving, do you? But in what way should I trust you now? I nae con any more about the ways of Kith, but a world without the gods' direction is doomed. You can wield this weapon, aye, for a time. And first you'll swear a blood oath to return it. Surely, I will not make the offer again. Now your troth has been marked before Bereth, and your fate thisly sealed.
Coming along well, is it? It can be dangerous down there. So I read. I never went yet, but I will after I die. Had heard, but knew no. Is it true? Isair is a death guard. So, under the right duress, it can be done. Yes, the fate that awaits me. Then I will walk within the catacombs beneath the temple. Finally, I'll be one of Bereth's chosen, blessed for always.
Chiverus? It would be funny if it were not so pathetic.
We gotta get this fella to a brothel.
Good luck with that. Hope I don't see you on the other side.
To live for death is a contradiction that only the great eel could appreciate.
Value and worth are not the same, no. We will speak again, after my acolyte has gouged my heart from my chest. The cutting and the chance will work. You'll see. All right. I will address your inquiries best as I can. So ask. Give them here. Truly, you are Bereth's champion. Yet you will not die soon. There is work ahead for you. I set these aside for you. Old keepsakes from another time. Bereth holds you close, perhaps in helping you.
Bleeding me dry. All I needed was a few damn components. What? I haven't the time necessary to illuminate you. Be on your way. Oh, not this again. There's a dozen of you fools in every city.
Got someone in my sight. I'll be hitting the water.
Need something stronger.
Yes? At once.
Thanks for taking me this far. This is where we part ways. For the moment. Asura will want me to report in alone. Sorry, it's company business. I might not be back for a few days on account of this. I'm supposed to handle this one alone. I won't ask you to come along or get involved. You don't have to like it, Captain. This is my job. Your other bird friend can keep you company for a couple of days. Go have fun. Chase a god, save an island. Do what you do best, Captain. And you as well. Just don't have too much fun without us. Permission to speak freely?
Pyro cheats, I'm telling you.
It's impossible to cheat at Hazatoa.
He acts like he's gonna do one thing, then he does something else.
That's called strategy. And don't...
Clear skies. That explains the rumors the Valians are scaling up in Queen's Birth. I'd hoped you would stop them. I seem to have forgotten myself. Forgive me. I did not mean to impose. Not at all. Nevertheless, I'm more interested in reports the storms around the islands have cleared. What do you know of this? Even if this isn't the outcome we'd wanted for Poko Kahara, your observation is infinitely more valuable. Take this, and remember it the next time we call on you. We'd long suspected something unnatural was behind the storms, but we had little evidence. Yes. If the storms that assail Rawatai have a similarly unnatural origin, then perhaps they too can be stopped. And if that's the case, then there's more work to be done. Work that you might be able to help with. After all, somebody has to keep the peace in these tumultuous times, no? In any case, Hazanui Karu has a matter that could use your help. Her office is on the main floor behind the large double doors. It's most conspicuous.
Atsura tells me you tamed the storms of Poko Kohara. And I'm thinking you didn't accomplish that by whispering arcane gibberish, or whatever it is you used to do. Makes a person wonder what kind of secrets lie in Andra's mortar. Don't tell me you've never gazed at a horizon and wondered at what lies beyond. Or seen a no trespassing sign as a challenge? That's the spirit. Rautai's storms have made us who we are as a nation. Hardy, driven, inventive. But they've also held us back. Forced our people to seek resources and livelihoods far from our homes and families. Imagine how much more we could achieve if we could control those storms. Why not? The storms there cannot be natural. Not when they are so ferocious, so constant. And your exploits at Poko Kahara suggest that something else may be behind them. But enough of that for now. I got our message all right. Noticed that, did you? Saltpeter is one of our chief resources at Rawatai, and we believe in putting resources to use. Now you can see why we didn't want the Valians nosing around our fort. There's an understatement. The trouble in Hassango forced us to send additional ships back to Rawatai to make up for shortfalls. And storms at home have delayed another portion of our fleet. This leaves us short-handed here. We're due to collect a special shipment for delivery to our port at Sayuka. We've contracted with a captain named Widla. Meet her, complete the trade, and take the cargo to Sayuka. Fleet Master Okaya is overseeing the development of some special projects there. She's one of the brightest minds in Rawatai, and it shows. You two will get along. Most of her work is, or should be, under wraps for now. But perhaps she can give you a taste of what we have to offer. Good sailors with a fast ship and no mind for questions. Along with half the population of this storm-tossed archipelago. I understand you're cozy with the Principe. I've got no love for pirates, but that connection may serve you well here. Let's just say, I'm not keen to invite them to a port where we're developing experimental technologies. Any other questions? It'll be easier for Okaya to explain. Widla's agreed to meet our courier out at sea, away from the heaviest traffic. This is her payment. We've already negotiated with her. Fleet Master Okaya will see to your compensation once you arrive with the cargo. This is the kind of job that's best completed quickly and quietly. I'm counting on your famous discretion. Clear skies.
Do you think Andra's got something in mind for you, Takehu?
For me to exist in this form and to join this crew? I know she does.
It's funny. I fought against Aethys. I'm chasing him now. I don't think he knows a thing about me.
Ikera, it is for us to show the gods why we are worthy of notice.
Yeah, I guess we'll see about that.
My hands are feeling better. It's my pride that's still sore. Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm sure you're capable. Let's talk again when you've made a name for yourself.
My favorite privateer. Clear skies. Pirates are adept at scattering when threatened, but this makes planting your boot on the neck of a straggler all the sweeter. I would keep my privateer busy. You will speak to me when you are ready for work, yes? Your target is Radolf, a Valiant captain and seeker of lost ruins. There is no wicked length he would not go to plunder the dignity of these isles. My confidence swells to hear of this, Captain. Radolf commands the galleon Goldbell and seeks for ruins east of Nekataka, on the southwestern tip of the Kua-Orakuhu island chain.
Last time I ship out with some soft-handed runt.
For what do you enter my home uninvited? This is my estate, not a beachside hut. You invite this information so freely. Is it your first time?
Stand together.
That's worse than...
Of course. Certainly.
Do you suppose Hasongo was a kind of vengeance for Rawatai's assistance with the God Hammer? Oh, listen to me. It all sounds perfectly mad. Belfetto, what did you discover? Deverus? That is worse than I suspected. Please, explain. Spare me no details. Madiko, our convoy routes are meant to be a well-guarded secret. I might as well have sent the Principe a letter. That is enough to work with. Aggressiva, I do believe I'm going to ruin Quarno's day. I do have another matter I could use your assistance with, Watcher. If you have a moment. It concerns a business associate. A captain by the name of Ferrante. Something of a notable figure among the Principi, I'm told. A more reasonable specimen, but yes, not the most ideal of circumstances, but then little about any of this has been ideal. Captain Ferrante will have the details, but the matter concerns a contact of his on the island of Crookspur. Apparently, they're having some trouble out there with the hostile tribe. You help them, Ferrante helps the company. You've proved... I would not normally enter into such pacts with the likes of Ferrante. The company's assets are in some disarray. Our resources are not what they once were. It is a shameful state of affairs, but I am doing what I can to remedy the situation. You'll find Ferrante in Dunwich. Dunwich is a den for pirates, as you might imagine. You'll likely be in less danger there than on the sea, but all the same, I recommend extreme caution.
feeling the strain.
I'm no help here. I'm here. Very well.
No rush, but if you have the antidote, Tammy, I'd be much obliged.
I'd be glad to.
I see the wits of their eyes.
It makes no difference. A heck worth it.
Right on target.
Being trailed.
There's a walloping!
A heck worth it.
This thing isn't doing the job.
Yes? Indeed. At once.
So, we're back. Did you miss us? Well, thanks. It was just me and the bird for a couple of days, and we're sick to death of each other. Something happened out there, and it's got me all turned around. I didn't exactly deliver a missive. That parchment was meant for me, and I delayed opening it as long as I could. Atsura gave me a name and a location. That was all. The rub of it is, my target wasn't some ship's captain or an ogre swinging a fence post. He was the Ranga of a Huana tribe. The village was beachside. No sign of foreign occupation. I might have been the first outsider to make land in quite a while. They were just simple folk going about their lives. Couldn't have been more than 50 of them. Their Ranga, though? He had a voice that carried, that echoed in the hearts of his people. He called for unity with the neighboring tribes, the setting aside of bad blood. His people listened, and listened well. He was my target. You can guess what happened next. I picked a spot and a time of day. Morning, west-facing, plenty of tree cover. The light was in my favor. The winds were low. He left his hut, mussed his kid's hair, and set off for the beach on the other side of the island, checking lobster traps. Ishi followed him overhead, and I followed him with my sights, holding my breath, waiting for the right moment. And then I stopped. I pictured all those captains I'd riddled with holes and wondered, is this how we treat civilians? Is this how wars are won? I shot him in the back of the head. He was a corpse before he hit the ground. It took a while for his kin to find him, but only seconds to figure out that he didn't die of a weak heart. This tribe surprised me. They acted like I kicked over their anthill. They got mad. They got to work. The old Ranga went onto a pyre, and the new one snapped into place. She took up the call for unity while the embers were still warm. Acted like I hadn't just killed her boss for doing the same thing. They mourned, they seethed, they tore at their hair, but they rebuilt. By the time I left, They were talking about peace with the other tribes like it was inevitable. Of course. I shoot to disrupt soldiers and end conflicts. Not to stifle ideas or crush spirits. That's Valian work. Fair question. Short answer? I don't know. Atsura uses different codes for each of us. I could teach myself to write Angwithan before I cracked another agent's instructions. I completed my mission. I leave Atsura to worry about whether or not it was a success. If you don't mind, I need to let this brew in my head for a while and see what bubbles up. Thanks for letting me unload in the meantime. We should talk to Atsura. He'll want to know that I've done as he asked.